Jim Cottrell will pace the field to the start line just off of turn number 4. And we are underway. 30-lap main event for the Outlaw Compact Auto Racing Series. Nat Barber with a good start. Pulls right down in front of Cottrell, taking the field down the backstretch. Eric Angelidis now working to the outside of Cottrell as they come off of turn number 4. Angelidis is by and Jason Gotts following. Eric Angelidis by Cottrell. Gotts had a little bit of trouble through 1 and 2, but now he completes the pass. Two of 30 complete. And so far it's the fireball Nat Barber, but he's got Eric Angelidis right on his rear bumper, and Jason Gotts is on his way as well. Jason Gotts already has a Trophy Dash win on the night. Now he's looking to pick up a main event win here as well. But he's going to have to deal with Eric Angelidis and Nat Barber to get that job done. The Eric Angelidis had moved himself to position on the outside to make a pass on Barber, and Jason Gotts quickly pulls up alongside Angelidis, and he's going to go by. So Eric Angelidis was setting up to make a pass for the lead. Could not get it done, and he left the door open for Jason Gotts. And now Jason Gotts is setting up to the outside of Nat Barber. As once again, the 22 has slowed on the backstretch. It's Ken Legault. So Legault is going to make his way into the pits. Boy, will stay green as Legault was able to get off the track and into the pits. Up front, 3 cars running nose to tail. Nat Barber, Jason Gotts, Eric Angelidis, and once again, Gotts is looking to the outside of Barber. Eric Angelidis now, he was about to try to move up and fill that gap on the inside of Gotts. He could not quite get there. And Nat Barber just hugging the bottom of the Speedway, right at the very top of the rumble strips. And so far, he's been able to hold off the challenges that Jason Gotts and Eric Angelidis have both presented on his outside. Gotts once again, Barber's just beating him through the corners. That's just flat out what's happening here. They may have a little bit more speed on the front and back stretches. But Nat Barber, that car is turning very well. As now they work by the slower Tom Rogers. So far, so good for the fireball. Jason Gotts, now Gotts looked like he wanted to try to beat him to the inside of turn number 3. But Nat Barber was able to get there before him. Gotts now looking to the inside again as they come into turn number 1. And now Barber washed up the track just a little bit. And that's what Barber doesn't want to do, because Gotts clearly now has made the decision. He's got to go to the inside of Barber. Get right on his rear bumper, and if Barber makes a mistake, Gotts is going to jump all over it. Cottrell sideways coming through 3 and 4, but he gathers it back up and keeps it pointed in the right direction. Gotts one more time, peeking to the outside of Barber, and every time he does that, Eric Angelidis tries to get up alongside Gotts, and now Gotts tries the crossover. He gets to the inside, and Nat Barber saw the move coming. There was a little bit of contact as Gotts got into the left rear quarter panel of Barber. See if Gotts tries that crossover one more time. Now he's just going to once again stick to the outside. That was a much better run through the corners for Jason Gotts. But again, Nat Barber is so good right down on top of those rumble strips. He's been able to hold off these guys who are trying the outside. just goes way up the track to allow the leaders to go by without interrupting their momentum. Continue to tick away, but they are not ticking away fast enough for Nat Barber, because he knows that he has got a strong challenger behind him in Jason Gotts and Eric Angelitas. With only 10 laps remaining, Jason Gotts and Eric Angelitas are going to start, I think, getting pretty aggressive here and trying to get around Barber. Up in between Nat Barber and Jason Gotts, as Gotts trying to get a slingshot run on Barber. As they come out of 4 and across the line, there are now 6 laps remaining. This time across the line, there will only be 4 laps left. It is starting to be now or never for Jason Gotts. That was a good run into turn number 1 for Jason Gotts, but he just loses momentum going through the apex of 1 and 2, and he just cannot complete the pass on the outside of Nat Barber. Volkswagen Rabbit of Nat Barber's is turning very well here tonight. And Nat Barber, every time he knows that he's got Gotts on his outside, Barber does move about half a track up through the corners. Other than that, he is right down on top of the rumble strips, leaving no opening to the inside for Jason Gotts. So Gotts is going to continue to have to try to use the outside or try to get a crossover going into 3 and 4. This is it, the final set of corners. Jason Gotts working the outside of Barber. Barber brings him off of turn number 4. Your winner, Nat Barber, followed by Jason Gotts. And then rounding out the top 3 was Eric Angelitas.